Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon, all of you amazing people. How are you doing today? Oh my goodness, it is awesome to see you. I haven't streamed too much lately. It's nice to get on and stream a little bit. I miss you guys. How is everybody doing today? Who do we got in the room? Hello, Gemma. How are you doing? It is awesome to see you. Awesome, awesome, awesome to see you. I just want to make sure that you guys know how friggin' awesome you are. So, I have to get... And I know exactly what's going on here. My audio is funky. So let's get the audio square. If I can find my mouse. There we go. And then, I know what else is wrong. Gotta do this. Good afternoon, Michael T. How are you doing, my friend? You're probably getting rotational feedback there, so now that should solve that problem. How is everybody doing today? I hope you guys are doing awesome. Jay, awesome live broadcast. Thank you so much for doing it. That was awesome. I appreciate the handoff. For those of you who do not know, I am Michael Feyrer Jr. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about best practices for trying to promote your particular channel. Or a video. There are best practices, believe it or not. I've been involved in all kinds of different promotional activities, and I've seen it all in the couple of years that I've been on YouTube. So I'm definitely going to talk a little bit about what I know works and what I know pisses people off. So it's going to be a little bit of fun. Greetings from Trish in Minnesota. Followed you over. Hey, thank you, HFS. It is nice to see you, my friend. Mr. Miles, Chief Engineer. In lurk mode. Well, it's good to have you here, my friend. By the way, this is Ask Me Anything. So I've been on YouTube for a long time. I've done almost everything. I actually daily vlogged for over 10 months, and I've done physical collaborations with well over 100 YouTubers in the 2 years that I've been doing this. So if you have a question about collaborations, I also produce the live stream every day for well over a year. If you have questions about live streaming, those are probably my two biggest areas of expertise. So please do not hesitate to ask any questions that you are interested in knowing the answer to. Needs more subs. Hello, hello, hello. How are you doing? Is the musical track overbearing? Or is it even audible? It's hard to say. Nope, it's not overbearing. That's good. That's good. So today, I want to cover a little bit about the best practices that you should probably use in order to do any kind of promotion. And I feel like I'm sitting so low. Let's go to the... Oh. And, you know, the problem is when you use two monitors to stream and you have to produce your own stuff, sometimes you get a little bit lost. But I always like this because people are used to seeing me live broadcast outdoors. So I put this little background up here for fun. Unfortunately, the microphone is not as hidden as it's supposed to be. See, we've got this. This is the microphone right there. And so we put a little green covering over it. When I test, it looks great, but then it doesn't look great. And then, of course, I don't know. I could probably fix it. I'm not going to bother. You get the point. It's all about the fun, and that's all I really care about. I'm just having fun with it. I'm just having fun with it. You know, it's one of these. It just is. Oh, man. So how much experience has any of you guys had with I'd rather hear you than the music? Well, hopefully you can hear me. Hey, Studio Geek, how are you doing? Needs more subs. Needy, my friend, how are you doing today? It is awesome to see you. Just look like rain in the background. I know, just in that one spot. Just in that one little spot, we got a little bit of rain. All those things, I'm absorbing all the info I can to grow. Well, HFS, I do a lot of videos on how to grow. I also do a lot of reviews on tools that you can use to grow, like free image editing software. Right now, I'm running a series on my channel that's released on Tuesdays and Thursdays. The series began with the very beginnings of getting onto YouTube for anyone who's completely new. and walks you all the way up through your first upload. So we talk about channel defaults and how to set up your channel tags, how to do your about page. So that series is actually just about over, but there is a playlist on my series called Beginners. If you want to check that out, that playlist pretty much can walk you through the very beginning, and maybe you'll actually learn something about setting up your channel that you didn't know. A lot of people don't effectively use their about page or their channel tags. It walks you through how to find channel tags and all that kind of stuff. So I tend to think it's a pretty good series, but you never know. Irvin the Paid Tourist, hello, how are you doing, my friend? It is awesome to see you. Where are you located today? Where are you traveling to? Organic Gardening in North Carolina. Hello, Dave. It is awesome to see you, my friend. It is awesome to see you. So some of the promotional locations that I like to frequent when I have a new video coming out, I use Reddit a lot. Believe it or not, if you use Reddit properly, you can push a lot of traffic to your videos. I don't use it for every video because Reddit is a fickle beast. And if you screw up on Reddit, you're gonna get crapped on mercilessly. Mercilessly. The best thing that you can do if you're interested in promoting on Reddit is to find a subreddit with your niche. If your niche is building cars or gardening or art or something like that, there is a subreddit for you somewhere on Reddit. Just go in there and have a conversation every once in a while. Say hi, comment on other people's posts, things like that. If you are an active member of the general community, if you drop a video in there once in a while, well, they're gonna be okay with it. If you're a person who just pops into Reddit and drops a video in a subreddit, oh my gosh, it could be a disaster. And you could get a massive stampede of people just coming over to your video just to thumbs down it. Believe me, Reddit is the home of all the good trolls. Memphis, oh nice. Nice. So Reddit is the home of all good trolls. You want to be really careful. I promote on Twitter a lot of my stuff. Twitter's kind of easy, but you can do Twitter wrong as well. I kind of feel like anyone who follows me on Twitter is interested in what I'm doing. So I don't feel bad about tweeting out when a new video is released or when I'm doing something like that. And you shouldn't either. Growing your following on Twitter is just people who are interested in what you are doing. And those guys want to see your videos. With that being said, I've seen all kinds of chat groups on Twitter, direct messaging groups and that sort of stuff. And people will just come in there to drop a video every once in a while. And they don't talk in there. They don't contribute anything to the group. They just come in to drop a video. I'm telling you, if you drop videos in a group and you're not a contributor or a regular participant, nobody looks at it. It's like it didn't even happen. You really have to make sure that you get involved with the conversation that goes on in these groups. I actually closed out a really big group that I had at one point because the conversation died out and people were just dropping links. And it's like, well, I'm not clicking on these links and nobody else is clicking on these links. So what's the point of this group? So I just closed it out. So just keep that in mind. If you are, I'm sure you've seen it on Discord as well. Discord, people dropping links, nobody pays attention. If you're not involved in the conversation, it's very unlikely that your links are going to ever get looked at. Facebook is another perfect example. Thank you, PSPR. I appreciate that. Facebook is another perfect example of locations where you can drop your links in all kinds of different groups that may be related to your particular channel, but they're not effective if you're not actively involved in the group. Thumbs down still counts as interaction though, and interaction helps boost your video in YouTube's algorithm eyes, doesn't it? Well, Mr. Miles, Chief Engineer, I think on a very, very small scale, thumbs up and thumbs down do help. And I certainly agree that thumbs down are interaction, and it's good. Any interaction is good. Anytime that people are either excited or maybe not so excited about your content, at least you're invoking some sort of a reaction or emotional reaction. And if your content incites some sort of an emotional reaction from people, it's a pretty good bet that that's a formula for you to grow on. So you're exactly right. I use thumbs down more as more as a guideline for me to know whether I'm being too down the middle, too green. If I'm being too green, that means that I get a lot of people just agreeing with me, or basically people aren't that interested in what I have to say. Whereas if you get a video out there that has a thumbs down or two, it means you're at least giving an opinion that's worth having. And so, I kind of look at it like that. As far as how much weight YouTube puts into comments and thumbs up and thumbs down, there's a lot of debate surrounding how much actual weight goes into that. In my personal opinion, a very, very large percentage of the weight that goes into how YouTube handles your video is all about your click-through rate and your average view duration. So that's definitely the places to focus on. That's why I don't get too worked up if I get a thumbs down here and there, because I don't really honestly think it matters that much. It just means I'm saying something that makes people feel a certain way. And I'd much rather do that than anything. If you get too many thumbs down, it does send a signal to YouTube that your video is not worth pushing further. That's exactly right, Jay. If you get a lot of thumbs down on your video, it could mean that you've just really pissed somebody off, or you'll see it a lot if people do clickbait. And then YouTube will take that as a sign that what your thumbnail and your title says isn't actually what's in the video. And it can negatively affect your video for sure. It would be nice if YouTube would properly explain it. Well, I mean, I'm YouTube certified. I have gone through the course, and I do, and they do mention that interaction is important. It's just a question of YouTube is never going to come out and tell you the secret sauce. I mean, that's part of the thing. And in some ways, I'm not totally sure that YouTube, the guys sitting in the YouTube office, know exactly what the secret sauce is. But they have a pretty good idea of what you can do to tickle the algorithm and that sort of stuff. And I can tell you right now, click-through rate and average view duration or high watch time is key. It's key. If you're getting that, you're probably doing pretty well. Hey, Tech for Your Needs. Nice to see you, my friend. How are you doing? It is awesome to see you. Gregory Simonez. Hello, hello, hello. Now, I spent a lot of time talking about thumbnails here. I am definitely not what you would call an artist from a thumbnail perspective. I'm not a graphic artist. I'm still learning a lot. And after only 2 years or so of doing it, I would be nowhere near what I would call an expert level in that. But I do study a lot, and I watch a lot of videos that talk about the kind of things that you can do in your thumbnails to help you. So that's definitely something you can do to get better, is to watch other videos about the creation of thumbnails and about the psychology behind thumbnails. We were actually just talking about it on Jay's channel a little while ago, where we were talking about the psychology of actually putting your face on. I stopped doing that, I don't know, maybe 2.5 months ago. I'm not sure it improved my click-through rate, but I'm not sure that this improves my click-through rate either. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It's really hard to say. Nice background, and video is super clear. What camera or webcam are you using to live stream? So this particular camera that I'm using right here is a Sony, what is this? It's the A6500. This is the Sony A6500. Let's see here. This camera right here is just the laptop camera. It's a 720 laptop camera, and you can see that it doesn't pick up the lighting right, and we're getting all kind of ghosting and stuff. So it is what it is. Sometimes I can get it to look pretty good, but right now the lighting does not seem to want to cooperate while I'm using my green screen. The easiest thing for me to do would probably be just to move some of this stuff out or reposition my laptop camera. But yeah, so if I move it, you can see the limits and the extent of what we're working with here. And of course you might freak out too. We don't want that. Don't freak out. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay, I promise. I'm not moving the world. Hi Leela, how you doing? It is nice to have you. Good vibes, good times. Hello, hello, hello. Oh, it is awesome to see all you guys here. An A6500, a great camera. Leela, I actually, I love this camera. And I wouldn't even have a camera. I would still be using my cell phone. I'd still be using this right here. if it wasn't for having such amazing friends like Michael T. Panetta and Jay Littman and those guys, really helped me to get better at what I'm doing. Really helped me. And if it wasn't for Michael T. Panetta being interested in getting rid of this camera because he has a better one, I wouldn't even have this. I'd still be using my cell phone, which is fine. That's why I said it's not the equipment that matters. All of the 1,000 subscribers that I built on this channel were built on a cell phone, believe it or not. I didn't have the... I didn't actually physically get a DSLR until after I had already built the subscribers that I have now. Leela, you sit on a throne of lies. I'm with Leela. I like Sony. I really do. I am only stopping in at Jay's live stream for a minute. 70 minutes later, I join the next stream. ASMR controller, hello. How are you doing? It is really nice to see you. It is really nice to see you. So I started shooting when I first started on my cell phone. I didn't even have a tripod. I picked up a tripod. I did mostly outdoor content and daily vlogs for 10 months. I traveled all over the East Coast, filming everything on my cell phone and learning how to tell stories, meeting with other YouTubers. That was the bulk of what I did on this channel for the first year. And I learned so much about the art of telling stories and that sort of stuff. What I didn't learn a lot about was the art of how to create a good picture and how to light anything. I filmed outdoors 999% of the time because I couldn't properly light a shot indoors and film it on my cell phone. I don't have that problem now. I have some better lights, as you can see, but it's just one step at a time, one part of the learning process at a time. Anybody can get it. If I can get it, believe me, anybody can get it. Subscribers I've gained were built with Legos. Oh, needy, my friend. I want to get a Sony camera. Currently, I have a Panasonic Lumix G7. I would really like a GH5. If I had my druthers, I would have loved to have gotten a GH5 at the time. That's what I wanted, but it's not the way it worked out. I'm going to have to get back to my responsibilities now, though. Leela, thank you so much for coming by. I really appreciate it. Anybody who popped over from Jay's stream, thank you so much. It really means a lot to me. It really does. If you guys have any questions on the particular topic of the day, I have a lot of experience with promoting stuff off of YouTube's platform on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Reddit. I've used Mixer. So don't hesitate to ask the questions. But the main piece of advice that I definitely want you to understand is that you can't just drop links. Nobody pays attention to link dropping. Nobody. They just don't. And dropping links in these link dropping forums on, I don't know, Discord or anywhere else gets you nowhere. None of those folks are specifically interested in your content. So if they watch it, chances are it's going to be so they can leave a comment that says, hey, I watched your video. Come check out mine. This is not an effective. You don't want to do it. You just don't want to do it. If you're going to, you want to go into your niche, you want to find subreddits on Reddit and Facebook and places like that are interested in the sort of content that you produce, and then you want to go in there and you want to tell them why they should watch and get involved in the conversation. That way when you drop a video and say, hey guys, I think this could help you do this, man, you get so many people coming and popping in there. Hey, Rick to Bees, hello. Oh man, I got stuff blowing around in the back. I only have the overhead fan on today. It is quite a bit warmer in here than I feel like it should be. Wrestler Mania, hello. It is awesome to see you, my friend. Oh man. The replay will be public till tomorrow morning. I'm in the same boat as Jay. I usually leave these replays public for somewhere around 12 hours or so. I think tomorrow, I know my new video comes out, and I never like to step on my video's toes. Tomorrow's video, I think, might be the conclusion of my beginner series about starting a YouTube channel. I guess yesterday's video was about setting up your upload defaults. If you've never set up your upload defaults and you don't know how, or you don't understand how they work, it's a great video to check out. Also included in that series is information about how to set up your about page, how to find keywords for your channel keywords and that sort of stuff. So it's all the super basic beginner stuff that most people should know when they start YouTube, but I certainly didn't. It took me a year to get channel keywords in there and stuff. So you can check that out. It could really help you if you haven't already seen that sort of stuff. One of the segments that I like to do on here, and let me get this. We're gonna turn that off. We're gonna turn that off, and I want to pop over on this little musical track here, and I would like to talk a little bit about the best thing that I've seen in the last couple of days. So let's do that. Let's do it. Let's do it. I talk a lot about the importance of thumbnails and click-through rate. I haven't touched that much on testing thumbnails just yet because I'm still kind of working my way through it. But I found a video. And the link is in the description. The video is done by a group called, let's see here, Little Monster Media Co. And this is where they actually go through a channel and they talk about a bunch of different stuff. If you haven't seen this video yet, I would highly recommend that you check it out. They're basically breaking down the reasons why Coco Melon is such a popular channel, and you can go through here and actually see when the tables turn for Coco Melon and all that sort of stuff. I don't think it's actually going to play any audio here if I put that in there. But what I found to be the most helpful about this video was that it actually goes through the thumbnails and talks about what pops, what doesn't, the kind of things that can really help you when you're designing your thumbnails and you're designing your titling. But the other thing that I found really, really interesting about this video was it talks about testing different video lengths and different video length strategies on your channel. So if you haven't seen this video from Little Monster Media Company, the link is in the description when I'm done going live, or even now if you really want to see it now. I would highly recommend that you check it out. It made me think a lot about the kind of things that I'm doing on my channel, the kind of thumbnails I'm doing on my channel. I really like, excuse me, I really like the way that he breaks down the circumstances behind the growth that happens on the channel. So I highly recommend this Little Monster Media Company channel as well, because I think it's great stuff. I really do. If you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. My daughter watches Colin's Key. You're welcome. So go ahead and search for it. Oh man, Coco Melon. My daughter watches Coco Melon all the time. Yes, Jay. Now, I don't know if some of the tricks and the tips that he's talking about for thumbnails are more attuned to working on kids or not. For me, I thought the thumbnails looked pretty busy. But that doesn't necessarily mean that one size fits all. I can promise you that. Mr. Miles, Chief Engineer. I'm no expert in the field, but I have been on YouTube as a viewer since Google owned it. The thumbnails I'm most likely to click on are the ones with large text. Well, then you'll like my thumbnails, because that's just about all that's on a lot of them. I gotta be honest. After struggling to put together thumbnails that are clickable and not clickable and professional and not professional and everything else, I'm kind of at a space right now in my YouTube creation process where I don't really know what's good. I'm really struggling with it. So I just want to let everybody know right now. But that's why I watch so many videos about the thumbnail creation process. How so I am still small, so many lives give me a boost of watch time. And I get views even a week or three after. HFS, the reason why most people disable or remove their live broadcasts after their broadcasts has to do with stepping on toes, and a lot of times a live broadcast isn't quite as focused on a specific niche as your regular content is. So it's so a live broadcast is a fun event for people to get involved with, and I definitely try to keep mine on topic, because I don't the community stream thing. It's been said many times. I'm totally against the whole community stream thing. So the reason why most people generally tend to delete or remove or just hide their live broadcast after they're done is just because it's not generally as focused content as what YouTube's algorithm is looking for. Now I have on occasion done tutorials on a live broadcast, and I'll cut that tutorial out and I'll release it as a separate video. But generally speaking, a live broadcast is best enjoyed when you're live and you can chat. So that's why. I have the DJI Osmo Dual Osmo Pocket with Osmo Action. Using them in conjunction with my audio setup have taken me up a notch. Now I just need to bring my talent up to the tech level. Well, WrestlerMania, it's a process, man. It is such a process. But that DJI Osmo is so cool. I'm telling you, that is such a cool little camera. Tech for your needs. Which one is better, a thumbnail or video clips to promote yourself on social media? Oh, tech for your needs. I love that thought. I actually did a video that I didn't release yet on micro content. And what micro content is generally is it was a term first coined by Gary Vaynerchuk. And essentially it's cutting little bits and clips out of your content that are in maybe not necessarily in context with the video, but in context with what your channel's objective is or providing value to the viewer in some way. And you cut those out and you put those little video clips up on social media. I can tell you this, I've had a lot more success with 10 to 15 second video clips promoting my content than I ever had with just an image or a thumbnail. A lot more success. And one of the things, I actually use a tool, Builderall created to do it. It's really simple. I use Builderall. There's a link in the description if you're interested. But you just drop a video in. You can actually type out the text. It just makes it so easy to format it exactly for social media. And I find it to be a lot more effective. I really, really should use it more. Better Vids, hello, hello. HFS Artisan, it does help watch time, but that's a different average view duration. My average view duration for 60 minutes live is 15 minutes. Yep. And that's 25% average view duration. Very, very true, brother. Jay, and your thumbnails are looking very similar. Oh, I wish my thumbnails were as good as Jay's. I still have a long way to go. But thank you, Dave. I appreciate that. The channel I work with hides the live broadcast so it doesn't clutter the archive, keeping it more relevant videos in sight. Mr. Miles, that's another theory behind it. I did a live broadcast every single day on this channel when I was producing a daily vlog as well. And 2 videos a day is a lot for people to handle, and I really wanted to highlight the vlogs and not the live broadcast. So the live broadcast got hidden every single day after it was finished to make sure that when people found my channel, they were finding the vlogs, which was the highlight of the content. So it's just the strategy. It might not work for you. If live content is all you do, which there are some channels out there that's all they do, then obviously you're not going to hide every live broadcast when you're done. Jay Lippman, got it. Sorry for the ignorance. I have to see what my stats say. I'm still learning how to read them. Well, HFS, there is another factor to that. I'm not going to lie. There is a factor of YouTube that shares out content that has a long average watch time. So a live video that's 1 hour is going to have a much longer average watch time than a video that's 6 minutes long. It's just the nature of it. When I used to live stream every day, about 20 minutes of average view duration per person who would watch the video, which is freaking epic. But that also means that people were watching 20 minutes at a time of the videos that I was producing. That's a lot of average watch time, and YouTube can really like that. The problem with that is that the content is usually not narrowly focused enough for YouTube to know who to share it with anyways. So it's It's a tightrope. It really is. If you're going to keep your live broadcasts live forever, you want to make sure when you do it, the target conversation is very, very focused and in your niche. Otherwise, you know, I don't do it because I like to have a little bit of fun. Sometimes I'll tell a story and, you know, I just like to goof around. Very cool to see you here. Jay, I'm sure Jay is going to be going to pick up his kids any second. Let's see. Make them hitchhike home. That builds character. Yes, Wrestler Mania. That does build character. I also like to talk about cheap gear. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about the best bargain gear that I've found lately today. And this is a fun one. I like this one. And that's not what I wanted to... Yeah, see? Stop that. Stop it. There we go. I found this on Amazon. There's a link in the description, and maybe even it'll show up. A lot of people don't have this. I think it's pretty cool. The Amazon Basics Cleaning Kit for your DSLR or camera. You know what? If you want to clean off that sensor, occasionally dust gets on there and all that kind of stuff. It's cheap. It's $9. Comes with a bunch of cloths, a bunch of tissues for lighting your lenses, a little blow thingy, and all kinds of stuff for $9. It's super simple, super cheap. If you're looking for a kit to help you clean your lenses and your sensor and all that kind of stuff on your camera, maybe check it out. There is a link in the description. And there you go. That is the best cheap gear I've found this particular week. And then that just goes off. I don't know why it keeps doing that. That is pretty annoying. That is pretty annoying. Let's come over. Oh, maybe not. Maybe. Yeah, right here. Right here. So if I move, see, I had the camera set up so that this was all, because you can see, yeah, let's see if we can do that. It's going to be pretty difficult to do. But what I think is the problem is that the camera's so far away. And then if I go like this, you can see it gets dangerous. It gets very dangerous up in here. So there's that. I have a cleaning kit. Awesome tech for your needs. I didn't have one for a very long time. I found this one on Amazon, and I thought I would share it with you guys. I do lives with my art. So many lives are 30 to 60 minutes, and I do get a few people watching, about 10% of my subs. I'm testing to see what works best for me. HFS Artists Haven. If you're doing live broadcasts where you talk about art, or you're showing people art techniques or something like that, and they seem to be effective, or the art technique that you did in the broadcast is something that's really searchable, then I would definitely keep those live. There's nothing wrong with that. I would certainly never go and tell somebody it's wrong to keep those stuff live. If the live broadcast that you're doing add value to the niche of the content that you're doing, then keep doing it. Keep doing it. If I could just do all live broadcasts, it might be one of those things where that's what I would do, because I thoroughly enjoy the live broadcasting aspect of YouTube. I think it's my favorite thing. When Michael said every once in a while, I like to tell a relatively hid under my desk. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I know, Needy. I know. We're not gonna bust out the book today. We're not going to bust out the book today. Folks who used to watch my old live broadcasts, they know all about the book. I have one. Canon 55 to 250 lens is STM, cheap but brilliant. So the lens that I'm using actually is 24 to 250, somewhere in there. And I love it, man. I love it. I absolutely love it. Fourth dimensional pocket. You know it. It's like this one. Oh no! What do you guys think of the little lights? This one actually died. See what happens. That one died. Must get going. Hey, Wrestler Mania, thank you for coming by. I said some things on Twitter. I hope you don't mind me being upfront. Luckily, I am in a different country. It would be hard for you to come and get me. I'm not worried about it, better vids. I'm not worried about it at all. Say what you want, my friend. Nobody will ever see me in front of the camera. Behind one, maybe, but never in front of one. Mr. Miles, Chief Engineer, I actually did a video on channels that you can do, on channels that you can do not being on camera. So that's a pretty good video. If you're actually interested in doing YouTube, there are all kinds of channels that you can do without ever having to get in front of the camera. It's pretty cool stuff. I'm gonna plug this in here. See, I plugged in that's the wrong one. That one was actually still working. For now, anyway. For now. I'm interested to know now what Better Vids said on Twitter. Oh. You don't have to worry about it, Better Vids. I've been doing this way too long to get upset about what somebody says on Twitter. I actually have a funny story about that. There's actually a funny story about that. See, you have to have a thick skin to be on YouTube. It's just the way it is. You can't allow anyone else to dictate who you are or how you feel. You just can't do it. And that doesn't mean that other people don't have valid opinions. I am definitely of the opinion that you can learn a lot from the comments in your videos where people are interested in constructively telling you what you can do better. Heck, I come on here and talk all the time about things that you can do better. And sometimes I'm pretty opinionated about the things that you can do. So I can certainly take constructive criticism as well. I prefer it to be constructive. Some people are, some people aren't. Let's see. Nobody will ever see me. Oh, okay. Mr. Miles, Chief Engineer. I've never in front of the camera. You get a good look at my little hands, though. Oh, man. Hey, I have, my hands aren't camera shy, so it's fine. There you go. I have a channel that I do with another YouTuber, where none of our faces are ever shown, just hands. And it's actually relatively successful. I'm pretty excited about it. We didn't start it all that long ago, so you never know where it's going to go. But I enjoy doing it, he enjoys doing it, and there's none of the stress of having to get in front of the camera, so that's always good. That's always good. Let's see here. So does anyone have any questions about promoting their videos, their channel, or their content? I would love to be able to focus on that and answer any questions that you might have. Or if you just have any general questions about YouTube or YouTube growth, or the camera gear I'm using or anything like that, you can see behind me, that is a light. I have a little gel on it. Helps to make things a little more interesting in the back. Let's see. I work for another channel. I don't need to worry about creating a channel on my own, but maybe someday. Oh, that's cool, Mr. Miles. You work for another channel. Hey, you do it. How are you doing? Oh, that's what I said on Twitter. Awesome. He's at around 9K subs, I think. Nothing special, but not too horrible. Well, that's fine. You know what? You're never going to catch me looking at subscribers. They just don't matter to me at all. I'm more interested in the nature and the character of the person behind the camera and their creative passion. Passion is what YouTube is really all about. Welcome to the channel, You Do It. Yes, you do it. Welcome back, my friend, once again for the very first time. I love you, my friend. I've missed you. I'm not 100% sure yet if I like him that much. I do find him interesting. I just don't know yet if he is fake or not. Or a really cool guy. Take some time to trust his info. Who doesn't want constructive criticism from others? It helps you create better content. Alexander, you are absolutely right. I just got an update to a major story, a few car channels that got hacked and deleted. Oh my gosh. Is it anyone that we know, Mr. Michael T? Because that would be devastating. That would be devastating. But subs mean you get to share that passion with more people. Mr. Miles, Chief Engineer, that is so true. Because I do channels where my goal is to help people, if I'm wrong, I definitely always try to correct it and say I'm wrong. But even more so, the more people that you get watching and the more fun that you can have on stream, the more people you get to help. And I'm telling you what, doing YouTube is fun. I've always said this. I said this a lot in the past because when you do a channel about YouTube growth, you'll always get people that say, I just do YouTube for fun. And I get that. I totally get that. I have so much passion that I would do YouTube if they didn't have a partner program or if I couldn't make any money, because I love the creation process. That's why I have multiple channels. But the truth is that it's a lot more fun, a lot more fun, a lot more fun when you're successful doing it. That's the honest to God truth. So it's fun. It's always fun. But it's a lot more fun when you're successful doing it and you're reaching a lot of people and you're growing an audience and you have amazing folks like what we have here in the chat room participating and communicating. I absolutely love it. I absolutely love it. And you know, ad revenue is nice. I won't lie. Mr. Miles, yes, I totally... The Stradman channel, who is a very big channel, apparently hooked up with someone. One of the channels is live today with all their videos and subs back. Well, that's good. So it was archived at least. I haven't talked to Nick or seen anything on that lately. Well, that's good. Abs that rule. Hello, my friend. I hope work is not treating you unfairly today, my friend. This, in my opinion, sets a precedent for the world of YouTube channels being deleted. Oh, yeah? Really? Thank you, Michael, for that reading the comment then. I must have missed something, Alexander. Eclipse Brewing, hello, man. How are you doing? How are you doing? So I talked, Eric Roby had a video on the car channel being hacked. Jump on that, Michael P. If they all get their channels back, then I can see this blowing up and YouTube having an open line for those types of issues being handled by a person. I hope so. This is where I'm lucky because I edit for fun. And it turns out editors are getting more and more demand. Future-proof career choices, and I have fun. Yeah, Mr. Miles, I'm totally with you. In fact, if anyone is interesting, I always will do... I'm looking for some side work, doing some editing. So if you're interested in hiring somebody to do a little bit of your editing work or your sound design or your color grading or anything like that, hit me up. Hit me up. I'm easy to get a hold of. You can get a hold of me on Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, all of those accounts. So if you're interested in having me do some editing for you, don't hesitate to let me know. Don't hesitate to let me know. Oh, man. 17 minutes left and I'm out. Oh, well, that's good. Tech for Tech for Your Needs has been a very busy man today. How are you doing? Hey, Nova 6! Welcome, welcome, my friend. Welcome. Change top chat to live chat because YouTube will filter comments with top chat. Yes. Yes. Let's see. I want to go over here. I feel like getting outdoors a little bit now. I wonder, are you guys hearing me all right when I go like that? Or do I have to sit a different way? It's really hard to know. I'm still getting used to the 2-camera setup. If you guys are interested in using a 2-camera setup, I'm going to release a video within the next week or so on how you can do 2-camera setups for your live streams. I know you've seen it do it lots of times, probably a heck of a lot more professional than this particular broadcast right here, because I'm just kind of having fun and farting around. But I'm going to do a video in the coming weeks about how to do 2-camera setups. I'm also going to do a video about how to do a soundboard for your in OBS, and there's a couple of other ones. I'm going to do a series. As soon as my beginner series is over, I'm going to start hitting some OBS tutorials, and I'm also going to hit some free Pixlr tutorials I'm gonna do one about how to bend text and some other stuff. I'm really looking forward to it. I love to do the tutorials. I especially want to help out people who are trying to do YouTube on a budget. I did YouTube on a budget for a really long time, and I still pretty much do YouTube on a budget. If I can help out folks to find excuse me, if I can help out folks to find great tools and figure out how to use them on the cheap, man, I'd love to be able to do that. I'd love to be able to do that. Oh, Better Vids, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Good vibes, good times. Hello. I think I might have said hi to you. It's actually been a while since I've seen you in here, Good Vibes, good times. It is really nice to see you. Oh, man. I got some shorts. I haven't run some errands. I'll be on the phone. All right, Michael T. Well, when this broadcast is over, let's get on the phone. Let's see what's up. Yes, I'd love to see your twin cam tutorial. Awesome. I'm trying to think because there's another. Oh, green screen tutorial. That's another one that's on the docket. I know what you're thinking. Well, your green screen looks like crap. All right, well, it doesn't. It just does right now. I didn't test it before this because I was on Jay's stream. Usually there's a little bit more testing and preparation before I go live. But you know what? That's the beauty of live streaming. I live streamed every single day for 10 months, actually longer than that, and I loved every minute of it. Live streaming is kind of a passion of mine. So, it is what it is. When you do a live stream about nothing, coming up with thoughts and ideas that are relevant, well, you learn to do it. You learn to figure it out. You end up with lots of crutches, and you say the same thing over and over again on every stream because it's a crutch. So if you're ever learning to live stream or you've never done it before, try practicing live streams. Find key phrases and keywords and things like that you use a lot. Work them into a system whereby if your just brain freezes up and you can't even remember what you were just about to say, you can easily fall back on some of these crutches. It works. It works. 2cam tutorial. All right, I think tomorrow's video is the last of the beginner series, and if that's the case, then the 2cam tutorial should be out next week. I need to figure to cam. You know what the beautiful thing about a 2cam setup is too? I'm using a DSLR over here. It looks pretty fantastic. But over here, my side camera, it's just the camera on my laptop. You can use that, or you could use a webcam, or I can actually do a video that shows you how to use your cell phone as an extra camera. So anybody can do a multiple camera setup. I use the green screen over here in my multiple camera setup because if you saw this room, you would totally get it. You would totally get it. But this looks good. You don't have to have a lot of room to make a cool looking studio. That's another big one. Live streaming would be a nightmare for me. Mr. Miles, you'd be surprised. Like I said, this room right here, man, it's like a closet. It's like a closet, but I have fun with it. I have to roll out for real this time. All right, absolute rule, Joe. I'll talk to you later, my friend. Joe is going to Las Vegas in a couple of weeks, and I'm pretty doggone jealous. I just have to say. Oh, man. So does anybody have any questions about live streaming or about the topic of the day, which is promoting your videos? I really like the thought that I believe it was Tech for Your Needs produced about promoting your videos in video format. It really does work for Instagram stories, and for Facebook. I get a lot more interaction on posts if I do a small what I call micro content. I have a video coming out about that. I actually filmed this video like 3 months ago, and I just looked at it and I'm like, it just needs something more. So I'm probably going to build in a little bit of the builder all piece to it that shows you guys how to actually put together micro content. But the beauty of micro content is it doesn't have to be video specific. So if I say something in this live broadcast that I think is particularly powerful or whatever, I can take that little clip, and as long as it fits in with my niche or the context of my channel, I can produce that as a separate little 15-second clip of micro content to promote the channel. And usually when somebody follows you on Twitter or Facebook or Instagram or anything like that, it's because they want you to tell them about your new content, or they want to be inspired by you, or they want something like that. So I don't feel as bad about putting that stuff in there as I would about putting it maybe in the No Small Creators group or in some other group. You definitely want to make sure that you're promoting to people who are interested in your content. That's the most important thing. And you run a central mic and separate the mic attached to each cam. And you run a central mic or run a separate. Okay, so Ellipse Brewing, I can run 2 separate microphones. In the video, I'm going to show you how to set up a multi-camera system in 2 different ways. And one way, it's set up all in one scene. In another way, I set it up in 2 different scenes. So if you wanted to run a multi-microphone, multi-camera setup, you could easily do it. It'd be a lot easier in the multi-scene setup, and I'll talk about that a little bit in the video. I only promote my videos in South Africa. I'm a little nervous for anyone else to view my stuff. SA standards are not that high. Oh, better vids. Don't be silly, my friend. You just never know what people are going to like or what people are going to be excited about. If there are people in this country that are going to have an interest in the topic that you're talking about, then, grow a following on Twitter. I highly recommend anybody who does YouTube, no matter what, to try the best you can to grow your external multimedia following. And by that I mean Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, Facebook, Mixer, any of those, TikTok, whatever. Any of the other social media platforms, make sure that you're producing something, posts or content on a regular basis so that you grow not just on YouTube, but all over. Because there could come a point where YouTube is not a platform that's friendly to all creators. I'm not saying I think this is going to happen anytime soon, but it's not out of the realm of possibility. So if it's something that you have a passion for, you want to have a way to communicate with your audience so that they can move with you. So developing Twitter and Facebook and Instagram and that sort of thing is the way. I also have a web page where I have a VIP section where I can share videos and content, and I give all kinds of stuff away on my web page, like thumbnail templates and that sort of stuff. Having a way that's off the YouTube platform to communicate with the people that enjoy what you do is really important, because YouTube lets us do this free at their will, and they could take it away anytime they want, and then all the fun goes away. Oh man, let's see. I'm working on the new socials now that I got a new phone. Any tips are helpful. I have a very small following on there. Okay, I have some tips. You are obviously, you're in the art genre. Make sure that you follow other people that are in a similar niche to you and interact with those people on Twitter. If they make a comment or they talk about a subject that you know something about, or they ask a question, or they just make a joke or whatever, make sure that you get involved in that conversation on Twitter and say hi. Make a comment. People that follow them will see your comment, and they'll see that your content might be related to theirs, and then they're going to come and watch you. They're going to come check you out. They probably won't do it the first time. It really honestly takes 2 or 3 times for a person to get to see your name before they're going to click that follow button. But it does happen. So that's the easiest way to grow on Twitter, is just to go ahead and interact with the other people in your niche. And believe it or not, first they'll start to follow you, and then they'll start to interact with you in their tweets, and then all of the folks that follow them will start to follow you as well. It's tried and true. It actually works. Networking truly does work. And Facebook isn't any different. There's plenty of art groups on Facebook that are going to have where you can go in there and just communicate and interact with all those people, and next thing you know, they're going to go to your page and they're going to follow you if you say something witty or funny or interesting, And when they follow you, then when you post something to your regular Facebook page, well, you're basically promoting to them. And they followed you, so they're interested. TikTok is where it's at. Organic growth is huge right now. I keep hearing that you do it. I'd actually love to have a physical phone conversation with you about that, if you have time. The easiest place to gain a following is Twitter. Just start following people and commenting their tweets. There you go, Jay. There you go. What kind of music do I use? I use all my music is from Epidemic Sounds at this moment. I have a track going in the background. You may or may not be able to hear it. I can turn it up a little bit for you there. I tried using some metal tracks behind this. Didn't work so well. A little bit distracting. Excuse me. Oh, Mr. Miles, what kind of mic do I use? Well, I use a shotgun mic, actually. Do you guys get a lot of reverb from this microphone? I'm wondering. Here, let me switch over to the other view, and I will show you the microphone. There you go. So this microphone right here, it's a nice mic. It really is. It's much more than I can afford. I had a friend, a very close friend, Mr. Michael T. Panetta, gift it to me, or I couldn't possibly afford to own this microphone. So it's a really high quality shotgun microphone. The microphone that I use for vlogging, I have, oh, look at that. Look at that. Fixed it pretty nice. The microphone I use for vlogging is a Rode VidMic Pro. I like it. It's pretty nice. I think it gets the job done. But this one here is beautiful, beautiful, amazing German microphone that a friend really helped me with. So sometimes when you're in the YouTube game long enough, people really want to help you out, and I can't say enough about how much people have helped me out on my YouTube journey. Word of mouth still exists then. I'm still very old school, and I'm in for a lot of learning. HFS, if you're used to old school networking, shaking hands and kissing babies, that's really all that Twitter and Facebook are. You just get in there and you get involved with the conversation, and the beauty of it is, you don't even have to be nervous about talking to the pretty girl. If you have something to say, you say it, you get involved in the conversation. It works. It really does work. It really does work. I need to get Jason of Metal for Breakfast in on that conversation. Yeah, I'm totally down with that. You do it. I'm totally down with that. You do it. It's actually been something I've been considering. It's just a question of what. So I'd love to get on the phone and talk to you about it, because I don't know much about how it works. I just got on Twitter a few months ago. Started hitting it hard a few weeks ago. Definitely still learning. The beautiful thing is, I've been on YouTube for a long time. I hit a little bit of a plateau where I'm not really growing a lot right now. That being said, my Twitter is going crazy. My Facebook is going crazy. My Instagram is growing. So when you hit those dry spells on YouTube or anything else, it's crazy how you can feel better about what you're doing because your Instagram is growing, or your Facebook, or your Twitter. So I kind of use that as a way to feel a little better about what I'm doing. You do it. TikTok is great if you're trying to grow on TikTok, but there's no real way to get people from TikTok to another platform like YouTube. And there's no way to monetize. Hey, Team Rebel Coven Network. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Jay Littman, there is always a way, my friend. There is always a way. Team Rebel Coven, it is really nice to see you. We are at 4 o'clock. I'm actually running over. I can't believe this. You know what? It's October 2nd. I was born October 2nd, 29 years ago. I'm going to make the best of my day. And I always close with this. For those of you who have never seen my live broadcast, I worked for 17 years for a Fortune 500 company in a big office. I don't remember a single frickin' day of all that work and time and energy I put into it. One day, my dad was basically the same way. He worked all those years to put my brothers and sisters through college and all that kind of stuff. And he was going to retire and go golfing. And one day he Well, let's just say that never happened. He got Parkinson's. And so instead of retiring and going golfing, he can't eat by himself or walk or do anything. And one of the main focuses I have for this channel, and one of the reasons why I love to do what I do, and why I consider myself to be a digital nomad who goes out there and just does things that hopefully make other people's lives better, is because I think if you want to do something in your life, you have to just do it. You can't just wait for the time to be right or just wait for it to happen. You have to do it, because you don't know when you're going to wake up tomorrow and you can't do it because of Parkinson's or something like that. And I always want that to be the final message for the things that I do on this channel. So what I'd really like you to do today is do something awesome. Go out there and find a way to make today special. Be nice to somebody else, you know? That always makes you feel good. But whatever it is, do something that makes today memorable. It's pretty simple stuff, guys. I love you. Thank you so much for hanging out with me for this hour. I really appreciate it. You have no idea how much it means to me. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Do me a big favor. Go out there and find your adventure. Film something awesome today. Make it count. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon.